This fly is a black and silver spider. It's absolutely one of my all-time favorite flies, particularly to work in the surface film for trout when they're seen feeding there, or at times when you don't even see them feeding there. Represents a whole different, range of different organisms, but it's particularly good when there's midge hatches. You can tie that fly down to about a size 22 when you get practice with it, but pretty much we're working with a size 16 hook here. Okay, start with your thread behind the eye, run your thread down a little ways, about, somewhere near about midways on the shank of the hook, and then silver wire, straight wire. Remember the technique, put it in underneath the shank of the hook to the right of the thread, draw it back with one turn so you don't have to cut any excess, and just continue with the thread a little ways down further to the body, or above, shall we say, position above the point of the hook and the barb. Alrighty, now we're going to catch in one strand of fine silver tinsel, and again make sure that you make nice even touching thread wraps as you come back up the body of the fly, and get to a position, roughly speaking, a little ways over about halfway up the shank of the hook, and then proceed to wind yourself. Start to wind yourself a nice flat even silver tinsel body. Nice touching turns. If you make a flat even underbody, it's way easy to do that. When you get to your thread, back over to the right, one turn, pick that up, 1, 2, 3, and cut off the excess. Now you've got a couple of different options here. One is we can build in, just with the thread, a black thoracic region, or alternatively we could use a peacock orientated synthetic dubbing, or for that matter of fact we could use one single strand of natural peacock pearl. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much. So we're just going to pick up a piece of prison peacock, and we're just going to build ourselves just a nice little neat little peacock looking thorax in that region there, like that. And then we're going to pick up a wire, and we're going to come forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing underneath, back over right side to the thread, pick the bobbin up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good, we've got that secured. Cut off the excess, a little bit excess there of tinsel. Black hackle, dark dun, is also pretty good. Natural or dyed, either way, doesn't really matter. And remember the process of prep for the hackle. We're going to stroke the fibers rearward, and we're going to check to see relevant size of hackle in relation to the size of the hook, with the stem in relation to the length of the fibers. That's good. Strip off the excess or the waste stuff we're not going to use in the first place. Grip your hackle by the tip and stroke your fibers rearward, just like that, holding the tip exposed. Nick that off and create that little tiny V section there that's so very important, and you catch that in directly underneath the shank of the hook, like that. 1, 2, 3 tight turns, and you can always reference back to what we did as far as teaching you techniques of hackling. Okay, if I got enough length of hackle, I'm always going to use my fingers to wind it. If it's so short I can't do that, then I'll obviously use hackle pliers, but out of choice I prefer my fingers because I have more direct control. And we're going to take that back. Remember to draw the fibers back to the rear, like that. Take one turn right the way around, back up again, and another one right the way around, back up again. And the process to secure your hackle is always to hold your hackle stem up, take your thread up under tension, very, very gently, just pull the hackle round, maintain tension on the thread, 1, 2, that's pretty much good enough. And then bring the hackle stem back over to the blade of the scissors. There we go, get that back under that. Okay, and as you can see, we've got everything nice and clean. What we need to do now is set some varnish on the thread, and we make a real neat whip finish. 1, 2, 3. Another little trick of the trade too, I always tension my thread against the hook, not by jerking on the hook like this. I just get the blade of the scissor like that, put it against the eye of the hook, and that of course eliminates any danger of you breaking the hook or snapping the thread before you've really got it set in tight, and that's good. And once we've done that, just come back behind the thread, and there we go. There's a perfect little black and silver spider. It's one of my favourite flies, and as I said to you, there's some variables of that, but essentially that relates more so to the thoracic region. You know, I can change that. Sometimes I would tend to use like a red dove in there, or more olive, or whatever the case may be. But typically, peacock and red are the two most effective colours. A great fly to use in the surface film. I also use it typically on the second dropper of a 3-fly cast of soft hackles. Works great. Lake fly or river or stream fly.